Hi, I'm Timmy, and welcome to Sidelick Town. Today in Sidelick Town, we'll see what happens to Nick and his hair, and help Timmy with his sign. But first, Ray is a little jealous. On a bright morning, all the Sidelicks were working hard. Jeff was buying some groceries for Billy. Timmy was giving train rides. But Ray was staring at Nick. Nick had a tall mohawk. Lots of the licks in town admired it. Ray was rather jealous of Nick's popularity. "Why is it red?" asked Tommy. "How does it stay up?" asked Mac. "Does it ever fall down?" "People pleased," Nick said. Jeff met Ray next to the timeout bench. "What's wrong, Ray?" he asked his friend. "Just look at him, Jeff," replied Ray. "That attention hog must think his hair is so cool and so awesome. But what about me? Doesn't anyone like my hair?" "I suppose you'll just have to live with the competition," replied Jeff. But Ray didn't want to. He wanted to get rid of the competition. "As long as he has that mohawk, my hair isn't special at all," he thought. "So what I need to do is make him lose that hair of his. Now I just need to know how." The next day, Ray had a plan. He knew that Nick had volunteered to collect the carts that evening because Billy was sick. Met up with the shopping carts that afternoon. "Hey carts, guess what?" teased Ray. "Oscar will be filling in for Billy tonight. I hope you treat him well." Carts moaned and groaned, mumbled and grumbled. "We don't like Oscar," they screamed. "He always bumps and shoves us. Well, we'll pay him out." Nick arrived to retrieve the carts. Then Ray came and tripped him. He bumped into the first cart. "Dang, Oscar hasn't even been here a minute and he's already bumping us." "Now everyone," cried their leader. The cart still didn't know it was Nick, and in response they pushed backward. Nick collapsed. "Again! Again!" the leader screamed. They plowed over Nick. A crunch was heard, then a rip. The carts backed away. Nick feebly got up. His mohawk was bent and torn. He was in terrible condition. Without saying a word, he sadly limped home. Ray had been watching. While he was pleased that he had knocked Nick's hair down a bit, he was also angry that it was still standing. In addition, he felt a little guilty. The next morning, Corey examined Nick. "The hospital fixes arms, legs, heads, and torsos, but not hair," he said. "I suppose just try to get by with what's left of your mohawk until I can find a solution. Don't worry, those carts will get what they deserve." In the end, Nick will be happy, and Ray will be found out and punished. But that's another story. Timmy is making a juice stand. He wants to make a sign for a stand, but it's not quite finished. He wants all red letters. In the pile are 2 red lowercase n's, a blue C, and a yellow U and J. The only red letters left are the n's. Can Timmy change them into the letters U and C for his sign? First, he takes 1 lowercase n. How can he make this a U? That's right. He can turn it upside down to make a U. But his sign is still missing 1 letter. Can Timmy turn the other end into a C? Yes, he can. By turning it sideways, he's made a C. Now he has a full sign with matching colors. Well done, everyone. It was a quiet morning in Sidelick Town. A few days ago, Ray played a trick. He made the carts think Nick was Oscar, so they biffed him. Now, Nick's hair is damaged. Corey says he has a solution, but Nick is still worried. Some licks are even teasing him already, including his cousin. "If I had $1 for every hairdo you don't have anymore, I'd have $1, hooted Oscar. "That's more than the $5 bill that I have," thought Tommy. "What's the matter, Nick?" sniffed Ray. Are you afraid the licks won't like you anymore without your mohawk? That's the least of my worries, replied Nick. My hair was what made me special. You have sunglasses like I do. Jeff has a sleeveless shirt like I do. Nearly everyone has jeans like I do, but no one has a mohawk like I do. Now, without it, I'm no special at all. Ray continued to feel guilty. You'll still be special, he told Nick. You're the only lick named Nick in the town, right? I suppose, he sighed. Plus, I had no idea the cards were going to hurt me. I never biffed them like some licks do. It's as if they thought I was Oscar. Yeah, added Ray. Well, I'm really sorry about what happened. Don't be, replied Nick. It wasn't your fault. Nick then left. Ray felt as if Nick knew it was he who did it. Maybe I can make it up to him, thought Ray. Later that day, Ray bought a soda. He was going to give it to Nick as a present. But when he called over to him, he didn't look where he was going. He bumped into the timeout bench. The soda can soared through the air, and it hit Nick's hair. Nick, are you okay? Cried Ray. Nick dizzily got up. Now his hair wasn't just cracked, it was completely broken off. Suddenly, Corey arrived. What is going on? He asked. All right, I confess, cried Ray. I told the carts to biff Nick so that his hair would break. But you must believe me, I didn't throw the can on purpose, I promise you. Well, I admire your honesty, began Corey, but you're still going to the bench. Nick, you just wait here. And I must say, the bald look works well for you, he added. Yes, please get something to cover my head, shouted Nick. Corey was gone for about an hour, looking for what to give to Nick. At last, he returned. In his hand was something big and orange that hung off his hand. You got me, roadkill? Cried Nick. Of course not, replied his father. This isn't a dead animal. This is a toupee. A toupee? Asked Nick. What's that? Billy asked from a distance. It's a wig, answered Corey. Plus, this is a special toupee, just for you. Nick took the toupee and placed it on his head. Thank you, he said. It looks even cooler than your old hairdo, said Oscar. I second that, said Mac. You see, asked Corey, it all worked out. 3 cheers for Corey and Nick, cheered Jeff. After the celebration, things returned to normal. Everyone admired Nick's hair, and Ray just watched as his hair was ignored. However, Ray wouldn't have it any other way.